Balls Correctional Center for Women. My name is Pete Freeman. I will be the acting chair. Along with me is Ms. Renatza and Mr. Prater. We will be your members today of the board. Would the staff at Balls Correctional please introduce yourself?
Hello, good morning.
Your name, ma'am?
Megan Diavio, the warden.
Okay. How you spell your last name, Megan?
DIAVILLE.
Oh, DeVille. Okay. All right. Thank you for accommodating us today. Today we're here for the parole hearing on Christy Fowler. Ms. Fowler, would you state your name and DOC number for the record?
Christy Lynn Fowler. My DOC number is 769564.
Okay. Ms. Fowler, today you have no one here in favor or against. I just wanted to note that no one that has showed up personally. So tell me why you think we should let you out today, and what was your problem? Why are you in there?
My problem was I turned towards alcohol for all stressful situations in my life, and it took me to get sat down here to really get my full attention to get a hold on me. And if I wouldn't have got here, I believe I'd be dead now, or possibly somebody else. Since I've been in here, I have looked at life in a more positive way. I have learned a lot from the classes I participated in and completed, way more healthier, safe ways to deal with my pain and my depression and anger and life stressors, instead of turning to alcohol or drugs and getting behind the wheel of a vehicle, which led me here. I'm a more positive person today. I understand life situations better with a more positive outlook than being angry about things. I see that there's more in life. There's more positive things and a better plan for me in life than the road I was going down.
Okay. All right. Warden, do you have any comments that you would like to make about Ms. Fowler?
I would, sir. She has worked with me. I've been here for 2 years now. When I started off in the kitchen, and she was one of my cooks there, lead cooks. Did very well, very respectful. A few months later, she got approved for work release, and she did excellent out in the public, working. All her supervisors, managers loved her. She's done very well. She's very positive. She does very good.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
No complaints, no discipline or anything on her.
Okay.
And in the last 2 years, I've seen a lot of change in her. She's one that I do bring up to the front to help me in the front office when needed, because I can trust her and trust her around the public when public comes through to greet them and everything.
All right, thank you, ma'am. Okay, your case has been signed to Ms. Renatza. Ms. Renatza,
Yes, thank you. Good morning, Ms. Fowler.
Good morning.
I've looked at your history. First of all, how old are you?
I'm 41.
And how long you been in jail?
Since October 15 of 2022. So
Almost,
a little over 23 years.
Yeah, almost 2 years.
Yes, ma'am.
And I see you, I'm looking at your transfer history, and I see you were in Avoyelles October of 22 and released May 5th of 23. Does that sound familiar to you?
I've been here since, this is the only place I've been since my incident, October 14th of 2022.
Were you in, are you still in work release?
No, ma'am. I work for Canteen and the road crew.
Were you in work release? She said you were in work release. Why
Yes,
are
ma'am.
you not in work release now?
How would I explain that? I was actually going through some trouble with my blood pressure, and then I was feeling bad. And the lady that I was working for, she was just, I just didn't feel comfortable with her. She had got to where she was going through some personal things herself, and I felt like she was bringing them to work. And I just felt like she was on edge with the workers. And I just asked if I could please be removed because I just felt like she was trying to possibly, I don't know, I didn't want anything to happen, me to get in any kind of trouble.
So you didn't get a write-up, but explain this note. I saw a note in your file, and this is from the work release coordinator. Does not take orders or criticism well, doesn't feel comfortable as an inmate worker.
That was when she had called you an inmate in front of the public.
The only thing I could think of was when the manager lady, she called me inmate out loud in front of the customers. And I just chose not to go back and forth with her. So I called my TWP officer, which is Miss Megan, that is the warden now, and asked her if she could please just come pick me up so it didn't escalate any further. And possibly
and that's when you asked to be removed?
Yes, ma'am, because she just kept coming back and forth with me, and I just didn't want to say anything that possibly could come out wrong or be used against me. So
right, I understand. I'm just, you whenever you get out, you're going to have some challenges because you are a second felony offender.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So, and you've done about 2 years of a 10-year sentence, and this is your 4th DWI?
Yes, ma'am.
You've done any time in Texas?
Yes, ma'am.
How much time you did there?
I done. It was a 45-day sentence, but I done 39 days on it.
And that's where you got your 1st, 2nd, and 3rd DWI in Texas. Is that right?
Yes. Yes, ma'am. And
I see in September of 2009, the 3rd received a 10-year sentence. It was suspended, and you got 3 years of probation. And you're saying the longest amount of time you served was how long?
39 days.
39 days on a 10-year sentence?
No, ma'am. I was on probation, felony probation. That's why I'm here now.
Oh, okay, I get it. The 10 years was suspended and you were on probation. And how did you do on that probation?
That's why I'm here. I had got another charge. It was almost 2 years after I got sentenced for that and got the 10-year sentence, the suspended, the 3 years probation, and then that's what led me here. That's what got me. Texas terminated that when I came here.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Because it didn't look like there was any. I see the arrest 2009 DWI 3rd, and then in October of 22 is when this one happened.
Yes, ma'am.
And so I was wondering what was going on with you for all that time in between. You were just lucky.
I mean, I done time here and there, but not long term. That's why I said this here was a true wake up call for me, because I realized that I was selfish. I put my own life in danger. I put others in danger. And I feel like this was not really a punishment, but a blessing at the same time, because I feel like if God wouldn't have sat me down here, I wouldn't have straightened it up and got sober and participated in meetings and groups to find healthier, more positive ways to deal with my life stressors and stuff instead of alcohol or drugs.
Where's your family today?
My aunt and uncle live in Quincy, and that's where my kids live. With my aunt and uncle, they had raised me. They don't really drive. My uncle has bad eyesight, and my aunt don't really drive.
You have 5 kids?
I have 5 kids. One's deceased, and 2's grown, and one's 14 and 16.
And it's the 14 and 16-year-old that live in DeQuincy?
Yes, ma'am. And I have 2 grandbabies.
Well, I would say, yes, I agree with you. It's a blessing. The note I made on the record, on my notes, well, you were lucky no other vehicle was involved
Yes,
in the wreck, I guess. And that has been no fatalities. We just had a case earlier today where it was terrible and there was a loss of life. Are there any drugs also involved were you
no,
also
ma'am.
just alcohol?
Just alcohol, yes, ma'am.
And when you got in this wreck, you told the police that you drank one daiquiri beforehand. Is that true?
It was a very strong daiquiri. It was a adult triple shot. Yes, ma'am. That's a lot of alcohol in that one cup.
Yeah. Okay. I just wanted to clarify that. There is some strong opposition, as you can imagine, based on your history and your behavior. The sentencing judge is opposed. The district attorney is opposed. The district attorney says you present a continuing danger, and the sheriff is also opposed. And I just have learned in the record that you're still on probation in Texas. They didn't end it. It doesn't end until May of 2025.
So how
For
does
your
that
information.
terminated it for work release? Remember, I have the paperwork.
Well, our records don't reflect that. It shows
Yes, ma'am.
that
I have the
still on
paperwork where they
probation.
dismissed it and said that I do not have to contact them. They have no more doings with me after I get released.
Who is Kenneth Scott?
It's a family friend. I've known him for like 12 years.
And that's where you plan to live?
Yes, ma'am.
What about your children?
They live with my aunt. My aunt has custody of my kids.
Okay. All right. Frankly, I'll be honest, it's not voting time. I'm sure my colleagues have some friends, but I don't think 2 years is sufficient based on your history. So I would defer to my colleagues to see and listen to what they have to say.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Prater, you have any questions?
Questions?
Okay. The only thing I'd like to ask about, with that work release, obviously you didn't want to argue with the lady, so you did what you were supposed to do. But back in 2008, what is this assault with bodily injury to a family member?
I honestly I don't remember, sir. I don't. 2008.
Yeah.
2008 was when my son was born. The only thing I remember in 2008 was when I was living in Texas with my youngest daughter's daddy. There was a domestic dispute. It was where my brother had showed up and ended up getting shot by somebody. But I didn't physically do anything to anybody, but because I was there. But I don't recall ever me personally assaulting anybody.
Okay, I just was curious. Okay,
Yes,
is the panel ready to vote?
I am.
Mr. Renata?
Ms. Fowler, I was glad to hear what the warden had to say about you. I can see that you are making progress and you have some personal growth. I still think you have some to do though. I was pleased to see you were baptized last year. I'm sure that made a difference in your life as well. You have no write-ups. But I don't think it's sufficient time, considering your history, that you've only served right at 2 years of a 10-year sentence. And you have a release date, a mandatory release date, less than a year away. So I would hope that you use this time to continue to grow and learn and figure out your transition plan so that you can continue to remain sober. They have some resources there to help you out with that. So good luck to you. My vote today is to deny for those reasons.
Yes, ma'am.
Prater?
I concur. My vote is to deny. You're going to be getting out in less than a year anyway, and I think that you'll take that year to continue to grow, and I congratulate you for the growth that you've had. I really do. I don't want you to be discouraged or us to think that you just a quote inmate or just a quote prisoner, like you might have gotten the impression from that lady, you're a person, and you're doing better, and you're doing good. As a matter of fact, not just better, but I think in this case that for the safety of the public, I want to make sure, and I think less than a year is not too long to wait. I vote to deny.
Yes, sir.
And I concur with my colleague, but I wish you the best of luck. I think you're headed definitely in the right direction. So today your parole has been denied, and we will be signing out of a Balls Woman Correctional. Thank you.